Hi, I'm just getting back from assisting a guy who is in his addiction. He's got about 3 weeks clean away from crack cocaine. And just tell you a little bit about what I do with Prodigal Son in my agency is I work as an advocate or referral agent between the recovery, the person seeking treatment, seeking sober transitional living, and referring them and placing them into a safe environment that is conducive for recovery. Basically, in layman's terms, I take the addict and I place them into a home, a rehab, or an institution that would assist them and guide them in living a productive, conducive life in recovery. And it's a little after midnight. I'm just getting back. About 10 o'clock, a couple hours ago, a gentleman and his sponsor reached out to me. He was living basically at the Salvation Army. He had been in his addiction, smoking crack cocaine for an amount of time, and was homeless. He had lost his family support. There were no friends or outside help coming from anyone. And so he turned to the rooms of recovery. And his sponsor reached out to me and asked me if I could place him into a sober transitional living center or into an institution that would help guide him and lead him towards living a life that is productive and that would get him into recovery. So at that time, what Prodigal Son Agency does is I have clients and sober house owners and institutions and rehabs that I'm affiliated with here in the area, and pretty soon throughout the Texas region, where I place the addict or the person seeking recovery and assistance in their addiction into that atmosphere where they can begin to live a new life in recovery. It was placed on my heart, and I believe that it is my calling. About 6 months ago, God started putting things in order and in place where I would be able to do this as a living. And now today I solely work for myself and being a referral agent. My profession today is a certified peer support specialist, and in that I work as an advocate in placing and assisting persons and individuals who are seeking a new way of life in recovery from substance abuse, chemical addiction, abusive relationships, or just life happening. Situations happens in life, and we have to reach out from time to time for help. And it's such a blessing and an honor that God has chosen me to be a vessel of His blessings to help guide those that need help. And so what I did once I received the call, as I do when I receive many calls, I interview the person and assess their need and see where I could properly place that person so they can go on with their life, so they can begin to live a new life, whether it be in recovery, whether it be abstinence from a drug or an alcohol, whether it be a new way of living from an abusive relationship, or whatever the need is. I assess that need. And once I get that information from the individual, then I go to my clientele list that I deal with. And at that time, I properly place the individual into the proper setting that would be conducive for their road to recovery from whatever situation they're recovering from. I receive many calls at all hours of the day of people in need of a person like myself to be the bridge from one shore to another. And God has allowed me to have affiliations with sober and transitional house owners, institutions, rehabilitation centers, where I'm able to properly place the person according to their assessment into that environment where they can get the proper help and care that they need. I left my home here at approximately 10 o'clock p.m. tonight and met the recovery who had been in his addiction of crack cocaine, and met him and his sponsor. And at that time, I took him to a transitional center that was according to his need, where he was properly placed, and that's where he is at this time. I am so blessed, and I'm so honored, and I'm so grateful that God chose me and allowed me to do what I do. I know in my heart, with my whole heart, that I do it because He allows it. I do it because He called me. I do it because He has made the way for me to go. And I'm so grateful and so honored, because I too come from that life. You know, I burnt many bridges. My family was through with me. I had no friends. I didn't trust myself. And I promised God that if He ever saved me from the life that I was living, if He ever saved me from me, because see, the enemy, the true enemy, was the inner me, the inside of me. I was my enemy. And once I realized that, then I was able to seek help and receive help. And so today I do all that I can to do to be the vessel for the person who's reaching out, who needs help, who desires help, to be that vessel, to be that bridge to shore. And so I'm just really grateful tonight. I'm back home now. It's a little after midnight. I properly placed that individual into a setting that will be conducive for him to begin to live a life of recovery. Many prayers go out to him in support. What I do once I place the individuals into the institutions, sober transitional living homes, is I do checkup, visits, calls periodically throughout the week, making sure that that individual is okay, that they're receiving the help that they need from the environment that I placed them in. You know, it's not about just placing people. It's not about how many people can I place. It's not about the number. It's about making sure that I'm doing the best that I can to put that individual into an environment, to put that individual where they can begin to live. You know, it's said in the rooms of recovery that in our addiction, many times we face three choices: jails, institutions, and death. Well, a lot of times people come into the rooms and they say, well, I've been to jail and I've been in many institutions and I don't want to die. You know, and well, I can say that I've had all three. I've been to jails, institutions, and I was dead for many years. I was walking dead. You know, you don't have to be underneath to be dead. I was above ground. My soul, my spirit was dead. I was spiritually bankrupt. I was mentally and emotionally incapable of being productive in any relationship, either with other people or myself. And I made a promise to God that if He would save me from that life, that I would devote my life to helping others who seek help and that need help. All you need is a desire. All you need is a faith the size of a mustard seed. and He'll answer your prayer. I would like to encourage you to pray for those that you may know who are out in their addiction, that may be in a situation that doesn't involve drugs or alcohol, just like abusive relationships. Pray for them and know that help is on the way. Know that someone like me is an advocate for a better life for them. I ask for your prayers for me as I go forth to make it better for someone else, to be a vessel of God's glory and blessings for others. Until next time, may success be your shadow.